printing money with NVIDIA and MicroStrategy. Before we get going, smash that like button, subscribe if you've been with us a while and haven't done so yet. Share this video if you think the content is valuable and would be of value to someone else who hasn't seen it yet. And don't forget to check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio. So if you've been with us for a while, you know that I've been selling puts on both NVIDIA as well as MicroStrategy for a couple of weeks now. On the screen here, I have a screen capture I took earlier today in on my NVIDIA put. Now, I sold this put on Friday for $650. It is already depreciated in value by $192, netting me a $191.82 gain after the fees for the trade. Now, I haven't closed this yet. I'm still opening it, but I am considering closing it. We're going to look at the chart here in a minute and talk about it, and then we'll switch over to talking about the MicroStrategy chart as well as the options I've been playing on that. So NVIDIA, a couple of things to be worried about on the NVIDIA chart. The RSI is getting into overbought territory, but what do we know about NVIDIA is that it can do slight pullbacks followed by big rallies. We also see it coming up above the top ATR band, which is at $128.94. We closed at 130. Closing at 130 was actually super duper important to me personally in terms of holding on to this trade. I said if it gets up to 130 and closes at 130 or above, I'm going to hold it to the next day because it is in that frothy area where I am looking for it to potentially come back, because as you know, and you know, I like to say this area right here, this is a very aggressive buying channel here, very aggressive buying trend, which is institutional buying. Okay, and when they are done, it is going to do something like down back to like 95, 96 bucks. Okay, it might not go all the way back down to 96, but it will come down closer to something like 115, maybe $100. Again, we might see it decide to come down to, let me see, I'm still getting used to the touchscreen on this new computer. We might see it come down to something like 117, maybe a little lower than that here on a pullback before going higher, if it decides to go higher. But the reason I held on to it was down here, volume. You can see this volume down here. It hasn't really let up. Volume hasn't let up in days. All right. So if I get a low, even on the selling end, it's all about the same amount, which again tells me with this aggressive uptrend, tells me that is institutional buying, and they are still on the buy end of this trade. So I'm going to keep holding it. Now, I also know that when NVIDIA gets above this red ATR band, it tends to trade outside of it, like it did back here in May when it was just above the ATR band the entire month of May going halfway through June. So we may be seeing a period of time like that right now where it does that and it gets into this maroon color up here, maybe as high as $150. Now, I would like to see it come down a little bit. Now, why do I want to see it come down a little bit? Because I've only got $12,000 in the account that I'm showing you there for that NVIDIA put. I can't go higher than $120 on NVIDIA to sell puts on it. So the higher it goes, that means I'm going to have to find money somewhere else. I might have to sell more Bit Farms or Bit Digital, or you know, forbid, I had to sell some CleanSpark to get some cash in order to continue this experiment with NVIDIA. It's going up faster than I'm making money, so it's a little bit concerning there. So that would be it would be ideal if it would come back down a little bit, to be honest. But I will hold this another day or two. My expiration day, as you can see on here, is September 20th. It is not even August 20th, and I'm looking at 30% gain. Now, that is a 30% gain from Friday until today, which is Monday. Okay, we're seeing 30% day and like 30% in like basically one trading day. That's pretty fantastic. I don't want to do that. Okay, but so volume staying high. All right, we've seen it trade above the red ATR band before. We have not entered the red portion on the daily here on the fib bands yet, so there is a little more juice to give. Now, if the MACD here, if we saw that print a white bar, I would have jumped out of it today. I would have absolutely jumped out of it today. Momentum is still with this thing. Institutions are still feeling like they are underweight on this thing. It could go back to the high. It could make up. So first of all, I think our next stop, now that we close at 130 today, I think our next stop is 135. At 135, I'll probably close out that put for like 60 or 70% of the value of that particular contract, and then I will be watching and waiting. What am I waiting for? I am waiting for this price to come back down to, if it goes up to 135, I'm looking for it to come back down to 128 and see how it interacts there. If it turns around at like 131 or 132, I'm looking for it to come back down to about 1 17,118 and see how it interacts there. And then I will make an assessment probably on the hourly or 2-hour. Let's take a look at the hourly. Come on, MACD, you can load. Yeah, see, I'll make an assessment on the hourly or the 2-hour. When that time comes, I'd be looking for some red bars to have been printed and then like at least one white bar on the hourly or the 2-hour before I'd go back in again on NVIDIA from that point. Now, remember, I only have $12,000 in that account. So I need it to be $120 or less in terms of the put that I'm selling. So I may have to go further out to get any premium. Now on the 2-hour, this is interesting. We got a little, so as long as we're above, honestly, as long as we're above 125, we are bullish on the 2-hour. Look how aggressive this thing has been coming in for like the last couple of weeks here from August 5th. Just a super duper aggressive. We had like a cross down on the R. Yeah, we had a cross down on the MACD and then an immediate cross up today in aggressive fashion. We might be able to continue this on into the maroon. Yeah, see, it looks exactly like back here. This is July 3rd, right? Let me get my brush out right here. It looks exactly like this. So what am I looking for now? If I'm looking for a drop on this bad boy, I am looking for a doji candle, right? I'm looking for something like this candle right here that dips underneath that yellow ATR band. I'm looking for something that's going to do that. And when I get a dip below it, and the next candle, so I would go into, so now I would want to go into the hourly, right? Let me go into like the hourly. All right, let's see how that looks on this one. It's actually taking a really long time. Load. Come on. Load. Do the thing. I don't pay you to sit around. Okay, I don't pay you at all. You're a computer. Come on. All right. Man, this thing is really struggling today. Yeah, there we go, on the hourly. So see this candle right here, this red candle that closed, and then the next one that opened up in the yellow? That's what I'm looking for. I see that. I am closing out my put right away. Now, let me see if I saw that today. Maybe I missed it because, you know, I got a day job. I'm on lunch right now. So, oh yeah, I'm back to my regular schedule, so I can actually make videos in the morning comfortably. And on the, oh yeah, we're way above it. We're fine. As long as price is above 125.96, I'm not even remotely concerned about this move right now. As long as it stays up there, yeah, that's fine. I'm not concerned at all. Yeah, I'm back on my regular schedule now, so I actually have time on my lunch to do a video, something like today that I felt like doing, or you know, to do like a full video in the morning versus just like a quick recap. I'm actually like doing normal hours again, so that's great. You'll get better content out of me for the rest of the year until next summer. Anyways, let's go to MicroStrategy. Let's take a look at my MicroStrategy play. So if you remember, these are the receipts from it, right? So I've sold to open once, since last week when I started this thing, I've sold to open once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I'm currently on that 4th time, that 823 expiration. I did roll it once from 132.50 or 131.50 to 132.50, I believe, just to get a little more premium out of it. It was at 489. You'll see here that I rolled that. So this isn't like the most up to date, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, I rolled it to 132.50 for this week. 373 was my sell price on that. That was whatever. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The point is I've done this like 3-4 times, okay, in just a week. And in that week, I've made about $300-400, okay? That's what the point is. Now today, I opened this up also on Friday. So I did the roll on Friday when things were down. It is already up 22.72% at $84 of profit. Tomorrow, the theta on this is 53.54. So tomorrow, as long as price does not go down significantly, it will be you know, $50 more valuable in my favor. Again, so that's great. By Wednesday, honestly, by Wednesday, I'm expecting to close this thing out for about 70% profitability off of that $373. So I'd be looking to close that out at that rate. So let's take a look at MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy is still flagging here. So you can see it is still doing just a flag right here. It's given us a flag. It hasn't really given us any indication that's going to break out of that thing yet. Now today, I do like the candle that we got today. So this candle right here today, let's zoom in on this thing. All right, this candle we got today. The body opened up above the body from the previous candle, closed above the body of the previous candle. Now, it closed right at the body of the last green candle. I like that. We're going to see tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we open up with a slight gap up from the candle body, not the candle wick, but the candle body, like somewhere around 136. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. And if we saw that and that gap up, like that gap up on open and a little bit of a gap up and go tomorrow, if we could get that momentum, I'd like to see us come up to around like 140-ish. That is where I will close this out. Now, the reason I am still thinking this is good here, MACD has been printing white bars for a while here. As long as it doesn't print a red one, I am hanging out, having a good time here. So as long as it's printing white ones, I'm good. Okay, the RSI is so close to bullish territory on the daily, so I like this. I also like that this is a big old flag. And to the downside, we've got down to like 116.66, which as you saw, it's 132, so that wouldn't be great. I would get executed on if it went anywhere below. Let's see, if it went anywhere below 127, I'll get executed on pretty much immediately. So that would suck. I wouldn't enjoy that. I would roll it. Honestly, if it went down to 128, I would roll this thing. I would roll it so fast. Down to like 120, down to 27, like 2 weeks further out, down to like 127, 126, and roll it for like the same value that it is now or more. So that's what I would do in that situation. But to the upside, it could go as high as 153.32. And that's fine. That'd be great. I would close out, and then honestly, if it showed strength above if it showed strength above 140, I would go into another put for 135 and then ride that up to 153 and see if it can break through that. And if it can break through that, then I would probably close that out again for a 60-70% profitability. And then if it shows strength, I would do another one around like 153. I'd set another put around 146, 147, whatever gets me about $300 to $500 in that range within a week. And then I would hold that for a couple of days and see what happens. If I'm willing to roll these things back and forth. I really don't care. I can do that all day long. Not really a big deal. As long as I'm not losing money, I'll keep rolling. But that's what's going on with MicroStrategy. Now let's look at the hourly. Let's see how that printed out today. If it's showing strength or weakness on the hourly now. The hourly has been really flat for such a long time. That flag is really ugly on the hourly, huh? Let's take a look here. Oh no, what did I do? Where's my MACD? I flipped the panes. How did I manage to do that? Doesn't matter. It's fine. Yeah, MACD's just been going up all day long today. We got that hammer at the bottom of the move here right at around 9 a.m. and then it just went on the way up. And that is great. Love to see that. Let's take a look at the 2 hour. There's nothing really in the 1 hour that I'm concerned about. Let's see about the 2 hour. 2 hour, same thing. Nothing I'm really concerned about. What about the 30-minute? Let me see if there's got to be something to be scared about, right? Let's take a look here. Not really. Now the 30's kind of fluctuating between white and green bars. Really not a big deal. You can see in the after hours now, we're kind of just going flat, which is normal for after hours. As long as we stay above this yellow line here, 134.39, I really don't see any really issues. And like the lowest we're going to go is 130, which would not really incentivize anyone to execute early on me. So I really wouldn't be concerned if it went to 130. As long as it doesn't go into the 120s, I'm not concerned about being executed on. So that's fine. Honestly, that's all fine. And if I thought it was going to keep going down, I might just let myself get executed on, and then I'd let them execute it, and then I would go and sell covered calls at like 135, 136, and play it to like 116, and then let it come back up again, and then start selling covered calls, again in that 130, 150 range again. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that. What I'd like to do is collect enough money to run a call and a put at the same time. That'd be pretty fun, I think, and a fun experiment. Anyways, that's all I've got for you right now. Oh, Palantir. Let's look at Palantir. Palantir again. I know I covered this morning, but wow, Palantir, what a trooper. This thing will not quit. It went as high in the pre-market. It went as high as $33 this morning. It came down to the middle of this channel here, bounced right off of it. It's getting stuck at the yellow here. Okay, Palantir's coming down. All right, Palantir is coming down. All right, this is what I'm thinking. All right, this is a 30-minute chart, right? All right, we haven't broken below this in a while. Excellent. Oh, beautiful. All right, it's about time. I've been waiting for this thing to come down. I have 2 calls that I sold on this thing. I've got about $800 on the line in terms of premium out of this contract. Okay, I need to collect almost all of it because I've had to roll this thing so many times as it's been coming up. I've been selling covered calls on this thing since 28. I've been rolling up every week. Right now I'm at $31. Rolled up to $31 on this thing for about $800 in premium on 2 calls. All right, so this is what's going on. This right here, head and shoulders. All right, that's a head and shoulders. We got a shoulder right here, head, the other shoulder right there. All we need to see is this thing complete, get under that neckline right there, and it is going to come all the way down to right there, which is going to be right around $31. That is not too bad. $31 wouldn't be a lot for me. Really, I need to see it go a little bit lower, but just the fact that there is weakness even at this level is really important, I think. So that's great. So we're seeing a head and shoulders, and that's on the 30-minute. What about the hourly? So, and we're underneath the yellow, so that means we got room all the way down, easily have room down to about 31.46. I'd like to see it hit that. And if it hit that, oh, sorry, this is on the hourly. Ooh, that's good. That's good. So the MACD is starting to curl up. The RSI is curling up. I really would like to see that a little weaker. I know it's weird that I'm hoping this comes down, but I'd like to keep my shares if I could. Be ideal. MACD's crossed down on the 2 hour. The 2 hour is really not showing a lot. It's underneath the signal on the RSI. What is going on in the bigger structure here? Let's take a look. So if we lose this, so hold on. The way that this is structured right now, if we lose this channel right here, like this, between the yellow and the red right there, if we lose that, there is room all the way down, and there's room down to about, yeah, 29.32. That would put me in a pretty good spot for the covered calls that I sold on this thing. But I do need to recoup at least like 70% of it just to break even from the previous ones. So that's from the roll. So I need to get like $300-400 just to break even on that. So that would probably get me there. Let's see, I'd be looking for it, yeah, 29. I'd be watching for it to turn around 29. But if it broke that 29.32, like if it broke below $29, we're coming all the way to the bottom of this structure, which would be about $27. That would be ideal. I'd be very happy to sell like $26 cash secured puts at $27 on Palantir. I do want to collect, 300, 400, 500, maybe even up to 1,000 shares of Palantir over time. That's my goal here with Palantir. I think Palantir's got a bright future, and I'm happy to participate in that. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio. Share this video if you think someone else could get value from this content, and have a profitable day.